Hey everybody. God, everything looks a little bright. I look a little bright. How about that? Hey everybody. I look a little bright. Let me see if I can fix that. So, how are people? I hope. Whoops, that's not on face cam. Hang on. For some reason, I swear to God, I do not mess with the settings here. At least with my camera settings. Okay. Roll that back a little bit. There. Now I don't look quite so washed out. That mini looks okay. I've been playing with my other camera, so not today. Today I had a night last night. Oh, I think allergies will creep back in my life, which really sucks. So if I start dying, it sounds like I'm dying on here. I'm really not. Unfortunately, this seems to be hitting me in the chest. So I cough. So anyways, to get on to more fun things, it's MerMay, which is an art prompt where people can draw mermaids. So I'm gonna use an excuse to paint my Bones 5 mermaids from the Dark Depths expansion. Oh, I have to change my timer. I'll do that while I chat. Don't mind me. So I decided I should, use an excuse to paint up my mermaids, and I have a bunch of them. I'm gonna do this one. Actually I have all but one. I finished one. So maybe they're fairly quick to do. I'm gonna do like tabletop quality. Oh, that was funny. It's tabletop quality, but I really love the way she came out. I did do one. And here she is. So I had a lot of fun. Actually, this was, I painted like the scales here a dark green, and then I went over with that Mermaid Scale color, which is actually a metallic green. But I really like the way she came out. So she needs some more friends. Don't you think? All right, let me see if I can fix that. All right, because I have the wrong thing set in CloudBot, come to think of it, for the... I don't even know if they're actually on here. Let's see. Are mermaids even in the store yet? These mermaids... Oh, crap. These mermaids are not in the store, so I do not have to push the SKU number. But they have other mermaidy things in the store that you can try. CloudBot... timers. The most important was change the timer because I'm no longer painting the Nightingale. I finished it. I'll just make it my thing. There we go. That works. And commands. I do have a command. Commands. I do have actually a command if people were ever curious about what mini I'm doing. Whoops. Let me check one more thing. Sorry guys, I meant to be ready. But it said I had a really rough night last night. I don't want to have I'm painting up twice. I had a rough night last night. Yeah. Unfortunately, I said the cough naturally started when I wanted to go to bed. There we go. Everything's updated. Oh, one other thing. I guess I should make sure. See, I'm painting up. I'm painting up. No, I can fix that. Let's see. Was there something else I was gonna fix? Yeah. Oh, I want to make no, I shouldn't be. No, overtime should not be set for today. On Mondays, if you join me, like Mini Mommy usually does, you can actually spend channel points to extend my time of the stream. Thanks to the Ball GM for that idea. But I can't do it on Saturdays and Wednesdays because I raid into people. So, what I decided to do... Hi, Pete the Hydrator. Oh, wait, I have to wrap right after I took a sip, too. Ah. There we go. How are you, Pete? By the way, hi, Mini Mommy. Hi, Dwayne. Hi, Baldy. Baldy, of course, is the one I raid into today. He can let us all know what he's painting today on his stream. It's always, you know what? Please stick around and hang out on his stream. He's great to watch. And if you don't follow him, follow him. Let's see. No, what is it? It's Roy. You're under Roy. No? What the hell are you under? Why can't I remember what the ball is? Just the Ball GM. Why am I not getting him? There he is. Sometimes my glasses interfere because I can't see my screen very well with them on. I have to actually look down. So give him a follow and then you can watch him because he streams quite a bit. I think he streams more than me. I'm going to pull this out a bit. Why is your chat so tiny? What I heard? Oh, what are you painting today, Baldy? I know why, because I'm on the wrong thing here. I'm on the wrong window. I want to be on that window. Just trying to figure out why is my chat window so small? That's why I actually use the actual Twitch to. That's why I use actual Twitch, because the chat window is more comfortable to read. All right, so let me see. Also, while we're here, I'm going to try to figure out what colors I want to paint this guy. You know what? Hell, I'm going to put up my display window. But yeah, Baldy, what are you painting today on your stream? I assume I'm raiding into you. So let's shut that off. Crap. What was I going to do? I know what I was going to do. I was going to go to Streamlabs. And I'm going to go to the display pics, and then I'm going to go back to this window and put it up so we don't have the weird, infinite tunnel. I don't know, Baldy's disappeared. All right, so I'm going to look up beta fish. Oh, it's 2 T's. I'm an idiot. I've owned them. Go to images. So I've owned them. I was thinking this morning, what can I use to inspire mermaid tails, or at least the color patterns? And to me, if you something they're not obviously they're imaginary. If I'm gonna get slapped by some people, well, oh, you're not painting today. Oh wait, but you are streaming today, right? Hold on. God damn it. Sorry, folks. I gotta rearrange my windows. He's building old hammer monsters, which is cool. So, but anyways, as I was saying, I like to look at natural things, even though mermaids are not technically real. They still belong in the undersea world. And I don't mind looking at pictures of different, of actual fish tails and such to figure out what might be good to paint them. And the first one I just went with my colors. I didn't actually, look this one up. I went with green and purple. So my point of this is to find 2 colors to make him. Also figure out a skin tone that goes with them, because I think I'd like to paint them more than just Caucasian. We have lots of skin tones in the world. I should use that. If I find, Oh, this guy kind of looks... Maybe I'll just paint him a darker skinned, but not black. Alright, so... I mean, there's all sorts of lovely... I even kind of like that, but I don't think I'm going to go with black. Betta fish are so many different colors. I don't want to go... I think I want to go that nuts. I want to pick basically 2 colors. Yeah, actually, this is really cool. Yellow, orange rather, orange and blue would be really neat. So I think, ooh, maybe like fiery red, maybe more of a fiery orange rather than a yellowy orange. That's a cool color scheme right there. You can see the blue there. So I think I'm going to go with that. I love that. I'm just looking for 2 colors. I want one for the main part of the tail, and the other's for the fins hanging off the tail and his hair. I'm gonna base the hair. It's sort of the thing of helping to draw your eye around, of having the purple, you know, in this case purple up top, down bottom. It helps to carry things around, so that's why I've been doing it that way. Pink. Not for this guy. You know what? Well, save up your points and you can add pink to it. But I think I'm gonna go with orange and blue. I actually have some fiery red colors. For the fins, I want orange. For the tail, I want indigo. I want blue. I want a dark blue though. What have I got here? What have I got here that's a dark blue right on my thing? Okay, this color, actually Hobgoblin blue, Ezrin blue. I definitely want to go more towards probably, stick towards maybe the purpley side of blue. Yeah, I'll figure out. So, here's the colors. I'm going to paint it. I gotta figure out a alright, let me actually get off of display here so you all can see what I'm talking about. Kinda. So I need to pick one more blue for the highlight, but those are gonna be the colors right there. And Ezrin blue, where it's a little lighter than this, and Phoenix Red are going to be the main color. So it's an orangey. Phoenix Red is an orangey red. So I'm going to keep those aside. But I think the first thing, like I always do with the mini, is I paint the face. Oh, and I should probably mount him. Heh. That's what she said. Oh, this thing is really big on my handle. I'm not helping matters here, am I? That's what she said, too. I'm a terrible person. Don't anyone think I look innocent or anything. I'm an awful person. So I want to go for more bronzy skinned here. I do have the bronze skinned trio, which really helps. I did her. That's right. I'm doing his hair. That reddish tone. Where is my other brown skin? I have 3 more. I have the whole trio. Where is the other color? Bronze shadow, bronze skin. Where's the bronze highlight? So it's probably, I know it's hiding in the second row. It's, oh no, where is it? I don't know what I did with it. Wait, is this it? There it is! Okay, it was hiding on the top shelf right where it belonged. It just wasn't sitting with the other 2. Okay. Now I got my colors for that, and I need some eye color. Let's see, so Did I actually put a color in her eye? No, I think I just did black. So I kind of want to make them a set. So I'm going to do the not quite as ridiculously hard eyes on this guy. And where is my brush? That's not the brush. There's the one I want to use. Oh, and I need a brown. I need a brown to paint around for my eyeliner. Okay, so the skin and eyes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different colors. Is that enough colors for you all? Oh my gosh, and away we go! So don't mind me if I cough, it is what it is. I think it's an allergy again. I don't feel bad. I just have a cough. But I always have a cough, it seems. Alright, let me grab... He kind of looks like a jock. He's got like that really squared off jaw. So this is actually polished bone I'm painting his eyes with. Look at that. I'm going, I don't really care about staying in the lines. And neither should you if you're painting eyes. Not at the moment. Makes it so much easier. It looks weird. Alright, now if I go upstream, hey, hi, Jotun Wolf. Whoa. What the hell just happened to my camera there? Okay, that was weird. Hi, Jotun Wolf. Art, how are you today? You came in just as I'm painting eyes. Which is like the thing that everybody always wants to know how to paint on minis, because they are, well, they can be a real pain in the patootie to paint. But I found a way that's not bad. How am I? Well, I think I've been hit by the allergy bug again. I don't know what's going on this year. So if I sound like I start dying, don't worry. It's just normal for me. It's been like this all friggin', like every time it warms up around here, I get nailed by allergies. So where do I want this guy looking? I mean, I'll have him looking straight ahead. What a face. So I'm just going to kind of paint a dot. I do dots. Or circles. And I'm going to kind of go outside the lines too here. I make sure I make them the right width, but as for the height of the dots, I don't really care. They don't have to be even. Because that's where the next step comes in, when I do the eyeliner. I'm going to do the eyeliner first. A lot of times no, actually I think it's better. Do the eyeliner first, and then I want to put a white highlight into those eyes, so like I did with her. But I want to actually know where I want to line it up. So I'm going to do the eyeliner, figure out where the edge of my eyes are going to be. And sometimes it's not necessarily where the sculpt has it, because let's face it, sometimes the sculpts are uneven, or this is where paint plastic surgery comes into play. Eyes usually not horribly recessed. You can get away with it. You know, you can actually literally paint the illusion where they should be. But Jotun, how are you today? It's a Saturday. In my case, it was a 3-day. It's a 3-day weekend for me because I took yesterday off. because it was my birthday. And we went to see Doctor Strange, which was excellent. Oh, do, 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 do. Let's see. I'm going to go back over that side. I'm trying to keep it on the camera, and I think it's not helping my case. Like I said, this is where touching up comes into play. Gotta let it dry. Don't touch up stuff before it's dry. You'll end up getting a terrible mess. Thank you, Dwayne. It was a good birthday, though. I basically went to see Doctor Strange with my best friend and my husband, and during the day we went to a place that serves food. We did that in the afternoon. And then I came home and hobbied. Oh, Saturday's still work day for me. Boo. Well, I'm a freelance every day. It's a work day. Oh, okay. You set your own hours, so, it's your own damn fault if Saturday's a work day. Alright, I gotta actually... Oh, thank you! Thank you for the bits. I appreciate it, believe me. That's a lovely birthday present. Not that I'm really looking for any. I got some good birthday presents. It's too bad he's not going to be here. Crimson is not going to be here. Because I was going to thank him for he mailed me a birthday present. Or ordered me one. Alright, I'm going to... And we'll close up that side a little bit. Okay. And actually, I think I'm going to go back in. This is going to be risky. I tend to like to keep things very close. Damn it, it's not working. I want to... Basically, I was just trying to make that bottom a little smaller. Okay, so it did kind of work. Let's see if I can make the top a little wider here. Alright, that's fine. So thanks, guys. It was great. So I put it together a bunch of, to keep my hobby streak intact. I put together another sprue's worth of orcs for my, hopefully someday to be done, orc army. Another one's from the Beast Nagas. Hi, Cyanus. Oh my gosh, my voice is shit. Well, I love the orcs for a myriad of reasons. I think they're some of the most fun things. They're one of the most fun armies to paint because, to me, if you paint them all uniform in the same colors, that just they're scavengers. They pick up and wear whatever they can find. They're plants. Okay, so now that I get that, I want my pure white. This is the tricky step. This is the step you all can leave out. Believe me, until you are comfortable enough doing it to try. You're going to start create today, but I help my mom instead. Well, that's a good, especially since Mother's Day is tomorrow. That's probably a good thing. You should be helping your mom. I'll be seeing her tomorrow. Alright, so this is the tricky step. This usually requires me to touch up more stuff. Oh, maybe. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm putting a little bit of a highlight into the eye. That's actually pretty good. I think I'm going to leave it. Usually like to make sure it's kind of surrounded by the black. I think I'm going to leave that. I like that. No, I'll be seeing my mom tomorrow. That's what I said. My mom. My mom. My. I won't be seeing the rest of my family, though. My brother's out on a... Oh, I think he's somewhere in the Pacific right now on a cruise. He went through the Panama Canal. Really, the pictures are awesome. So... But he went as kind of a... Well, it's weird. He's not on... His anniversary is not till like a half year from now. Alright, so I'm going bronze skin with this. Something a little darker. Yeah, I'm just going to paint the whole face. So now I want to leave some of that, but not all of it, of this brown. I said I'm going to leave some. Painted right up to my line there. It'll actually, with the Reaper paints being fairly translucent. Or most of them. And not horribly opaque. He'll still make a shadow. And by the way, happy Mother's Day to, let's see, I believe Mini Mommy is a mommy. For real. So happy Mother's Day, Mini Mommy. I hope your kids are planning something good for you. If they're old enough. Or rather, I hope their daddy is helping them plan something good for you. And if you think about it, my birthday was yesterday, so that should tell you something. My mom literally had me right before Mother's Day. Good trick. This camera does not look like it's very focused. Alright, I'm going to see if I can make it a little more focused. I was fine the other night. I was pretty happy with it too. Unless it's the colors that were on the Mini. Alright, let me see something. I also swear to God, the colors you put on these things do make it, God, it looks really orangey. Also, I swear to God, it looks better on Hero. Oh, Hero. What the frick is wrong with me? It looks better on Streamlabs than it does on actual screen here. Nope, I think that's where it should be. That's weird. Trying so I don't give you people headaches when you watch. Alright, I need a bigger brush. This brush is great for doing small detail stuff. But I definitely want a bigger one to cover the rest of them. That's it. I typically, at this point, go nuts and... Paint the whole thing. Paint all the skin tones. And there's quite a bit of skin on this guy. Because, well, he's a mermaid. The skin tone will change a bit. Oh, God. I don't know. One other thing I can try. Reduce the light a little bit. One of these days, I'm going to buy a better camera. For now, though, I'll try to hold it still. So I have to move it around. He's got some really rockin' abs going on here. Which are going to be fun to paint. That's part of them too. That's not the scales. The scales start right underneath there, I think. So see, that wasn't too bad on painting eyes, right? I try to make it so that it's not quite so scary. It is basically, as the article is called, the Betty Davis Eyes Method. That's on Reaper's, the part of the site that's got some blog posts. And it's the guy that wrote it is the one that actually taught me how to do eyes, so. And it just made so much sense when he explained it. It's like, okay, I like it. Anything that'll make my life easier, painting eyes, is all good for me, for sure. So you can always read. It's a little different. I do it a little different than he does, but we all develop. That's the other thing. When you're learning to paint, work on work on what works for you. Find what works for you. Don't just necessarily do things that I do and it works for me. It may not work for you. Definitely gonna need a couple coats. How did I paint? Okay, so on the back, so I did make these things here part of the same color as the tail. This line down here. Yes, I'm painting over his necklace. I don't care, I'll catch it later. It said it's only a mistake if you leave it there in the final version. And even then, if you catch it later, you can still repaint it. Hey, Viking! You can't make Baldies? I met you through Baldi's stream. Aren't you in his neck of the woods? And by the way, this is why I have the stream on 12. Or are you talking about the only stream of mine I can make? Because unfortunately, that is why I do have the stream at the time I do. Because I realize there are some people from overseas that I like to, love to have come on here and chat to. So that's why I made it that time. So how were you today? Mr. Viking Pie. What's in a Viking pie, anyways? Probably alcohol. Oh, hey! You get a special badge for blowing for all those bits. Oh, God damn it! All right, what color are you picking that's gonna ruin this mini now? Then again, there are things other than silver. Oh, jeez, come on, that's easy. Now, if you want bonus points, non-metal metallic silver or metal silver? Although the fins are gonna... I'm actually gonna paint this more towards tabletop like I did the other one. So I'm gonna use this lovely metal medium as part of the... when I do the scales. Metal. Okay, true metal metallic. Alright, that's fine. It'll save me time. So obviously I can paint this silver. And maybe do even the thing he's wearing there, the necklaces, do them silver. Silver is a good color. I like silver. In fact, back when I was younger, I would wear more sterling silver. Well, of course it's cheaper. But I would wear more sterling silver than I would wear gold, and I liked it better. Then again, I've always been kind of a cool color person rather than a warm color person, and gold is... Whoops, didn't want to put paint there. That's okay. Get back to his back. Make sure I fill in all the things. So, okay, so there's obviously more than one way to skin that cat, like a lot of things in mini painting. Bigger scales, if you really want to go nuts, you can do every scale individually. Which means you put down, I would do it this way, I would put down a dark color for the shadow. I always work from the shadow up. The people who might work the other way around too. I just do it that way. But basically I would do it at base color and then go really nuts on the whole, do every single one. And just make it go nuts with the highlighting, and if they're shiny, make sure you go all the way to white. Have your edges done in white, or your highlights done in white, so it looks shiny. But for something like this, where I've got a zillion scales and they're all really small, I think the best bet, what I do is what I did on her. Here, I'll grab the actual. So what I did on her, I don't know if it'll show. It kind of does, actually. So what I did on her was I base coated the whole thing like a darker green. Something along the lines of, I almost want to say it was like basilisk green. So I did this straight color. But then what I did on top of it was I grabbed Mermaid Scale, which is a metallic paint. I don't know if anybody pick up. Somebody else pick up a camera. My camera's not the best. Oh, kind of, sort of. It's a little... My camera's a little light today. But you can tell from that view the way the reflection is. This is a metallic paint. So I took that and I dry brushed it over the scales, trying not to get any in the recesses, leaving the recesses matte. And just having the shine on the higher parts. And then I blended blended the colors in for the fins and such. This guy's gonna be different. He's gonna be, I'm gonna do him, I'm looking at betta fish as my inspiration for these mermaids. At least for this one. And I'm going to, I'm gonna pick out a color scheme based off that, of just 2 colors. So in this case, I'm doing like a reddish orange and dark blue. For the main skin. That's like the big color to pick. And then I'm picking this bronze skin tones. I'm going with the darker skin tone. I'm going to vary up my skin tones on my mermaids here. One thing I think is fun. God, why is my camera so bad today? Why does it look so bad in here? I said, I'm trying not to move it much, but I have to. Unfortunately, I gotta move it. Someday I'll get a better camera for that. In fact, I keep looking at my phone and keep wondering if it's actually better for this than the supposed camera I bought that was supposed to be really good. Under the sea. Under the sea. Hey, hi Shanur. I'm so glad you made it. So those of you around the world, I'm not sure. Do you guys all celebrate Mother's Day too? Or is this just another Hallmark holiday they invented in the U.S.? Actually, there's Mother's Days, there's Women's Days, there's other days in other countries. So, actually, you know what? I guarantee this camera will look better as I get color on this, it seems. As I could add a little more color. So do you guys over there celebrate Mother's Day? It is celebrated. Tomorrow or another day? Is it a worldwide celebration? So is it's all tomorrow? I see, honestly, I'm not sure. It can definitely, like, look at Thanksgiving. I'm not even sure. I think Thanksgiving is only celebrated in America and Canada. I don't think it's celebrated anywhere else, and they're not the same dates. So I don't make that assumption. So it is a worldwide holiday, which is really cool because mothers, as I said, Mini Mommy is mommy. So everyone say Happy Mother's Day to Mini Mommy. Who incidentally, when I get to show and tell, which maybe after I do another base coat on this. Look at those abs. Wait, which it's pretty much everywhere but the UK. Theirs isn't much. Wait, it is? See, someone always has to screw it up. Actually, Pete the Hydrator could probably confirm that when it is. There's always going to be some country that decides to do it differently. Mother's Day should really be every day, right? What would we do without our mother? We wouldn't be here for starters if we didn't have our mothers. Or our daddies, for that matter. I'm sure I have this too high. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to better see, and it's not the way it should be. He is. This guy's good to talk. I tell you, this guy's a friggin' jock meathead. Oop. I realized I missed the section. I got a pain in there too. I missed his hand. So I need to rectify that. Said there's a lot of skin tone on this. I'm just gonna go over it. I don't care. I'm just going over. Well, I gotta go back. Oh crap, 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 crap. If your camera is only off when, wait, your mini's mostly gray. Yeah, I wonder if that's, well, I could do this. But I did not like this. Oh, look, it's the blue tape of doom. So I know where the heck to put this. Maybe I'll rip off a part of the blue tape of doom. Hey, you know what? That does look better. A barnacle boy? Can you, oh, which one is Barnacle Boy? And I think I know what you're talking about. It's one of the darkest steps, right? Fine, is that better? Maybe if I go, maybe I'll find a black background to throw behind this that's not just my reflective surface here. I have also played with that damn contrast and such. Maybe that's it. You know what? I kind of like it like this. There is like a barnacle boy or something like that. No, you know what really would solve the problem? Probably me getting a better camera for this. Oh, it's a character from Spawn. But Reaper had like in that set, they had like a series of little like weird little critters. By the way, can you tell I don't watch SpongeBob? Let's see something. Let's see me moving it. That actually looks better in the movement too. It's not so, it doesn't quite have so much a trail leading behind it. Maybe I need to paint this guy, you know, so that the skin looks shiny, like he's oiled himself up. I do. I think he looks like a bodybuilder. He looks like an Arnold Schwarzenegger of mermaids. Mermen. This is definitely a merman. That's it. It's the Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's the Conan the Mermaid. Merman. I gotta screw that up. Conan the Merman. It even kind of rhymes. That's the thing. I never had kids, and but we'd watch cartoons here for sure. The one I always liked, God, it was Chowder, I think. Okay. That's not bad. That's not there. Bad at all. Okay. I'm going to we'll do a little lining here. We'll do something for his lip. His six-pack is pretty recessed, so I think I'm going to add a bit of shadow in here. So basically, it's the color I did around the eyes. There was some real deep recesses. Said he's got a 6-pack and a half. Or is it a 12-pack? I don't remember. I'm old. I'm old. I'm not up to date on all the friggin' terminology. Oh man, it's kind of fun using airbrush paints. It's like eyeliner paint. Because it flows pretty well. Of course, I do want to line around where the shadow for this thing is, the strap. And anywhere I find it's too much or whatever, I'm going to go back in and just touch up. Maybe blend a little in there. I think I went a little too far. I'm pretty sure that it doesn't matter what gender it is, nipples are not allowed on Twitch, which is really stupid, especially for guy nipples, but because I paint his nipple. Maybe I'll do it some point later, not on stream. I definitely want a new camera. This is friggin' bullshit. It said the weird thing is it looks better on Streamlabs. I don't get it. I mean, I do kind of get it, but I don't get it to a degree. That means actually there's mermaids I can't paint on here because there's one of the lady mermaids, she doesn't have a top on. I don't think. Nope. So she won't be painted on here. I see some gray right in there. Big freaking recess right there. My other one I did, she didn't really have the recess. She does to a degree, but she didn't really have them like this as much. And I'm doing it this stage because I'm going to, of course, paint lighter colors over a lot of things. So if I go too far outside or do something I'm generally not happy with, I'm going to cover it up. Or I see something like this, which needs some more color. Come on. I really do use, like on things where I'm just dropping a shadow in, I really do use the model. I paint right into that object. Use as a guide to guide my brush around. I did finish the fingers. Ah, God, I'm so. Tell you, anybody has any ideas how to make this thing not persistent vision? That'd be great too. But I can't find. I've played with all the settings. I can't get it to change. As I said, maybe I'll just set up my camera. I mean, my phone. It seems like people do that and it works better than this. Oh man, I'm actually having fun lining this. Not nearly as much to line in the back. There, that's a little better. I think I'm going to do when I'm done lining all this, I'm going to take and I'm going to make a glaze of that base color and go over the whole thing to blend it all in a bit. Alrighty. Keep in mind, this is all using a #1 brush. It is a Winsor Newton #1 brush. Sorry, I know this is going to be way out, but I'm trying to look for something here. Okay. Sorry, guys. Welcome back. I'm almost done lining all this. All this is this meathead. Or, you know what, actually I'm gonna go with Conan the Merman. A little too wet. Alright, where have I missed? Up here. Around whatever the hell that is. Around that. Once again, if you're a beginning painter, you don't have to line all this. Damn it. Ah! I hate it when they do that. I also hate it when my friggin' wire gets caught up and gets yanked out of its socket. Jesus. There. This thing is too tall. Great, I'm trying to kill myself now. Ow. He is going to be lined up. I feel like his eyes are a little... you know, I did not use a bright white either. I used an off-white. The usual. Which is kind of a bone color. And his eyes look so white. Actually... side. It's a little more black. The only thing is, once you start lining stuff, you really should line everything like this. If you miss something, it'll be obvious. I'm trying, folks. I really am. Okay. Now, what I said I was going to do, I'm going to take and thin down my base coat. Really, really thin. I'm making a glaze, basically, out of it. I'm going to go over all this stuff. Alright, Viking, have a good weekend. Maybe I'll see you on Baldy's stream, because I know you lurk there. And you support your fellow Dutchman. Have fun Whatever you're doing, enjoy Happy Mother's Day to your mom. By the way, this is also a good technique for things like tattoos and stuff. Hi, Pete. Look at that. Cheers. So at the very least, everyone...
Cheers.
Everyone should take a... Cheers. Everyone should have a toast for their mother this weekend. So said, what I like to do this sort of technique too for tattoos, and I'm trying to think of a sheer cloth. Well, sheer clothing's got a different technique, but anything that's like a tattoo's a great example. I can't right now. I'm sort of forgetting what else. Shit, I did forget something. I'm gonna do along his hairline. That definitely would cause a shadow. I mean, that's some almost anime hair right there. Time is anyways. Okay, let's see. It is, wow, it's 1:46. Alright. I'm going to take a short break and we're going to do, let's see. There's definitely stuff. My camera, this thing is so big that it doesn't like to sit on camera. So I'm going to see if I can find a matte black cloth I can throw down, because that does seem to make it better. I'm always trying to improve this with what I got, so... So I opened up a Discord. By the way, don't forget, I'm link friendly, so if you have anything to share, you can always post a link to it. Otherwise, it's just going to be what's in. When the heck did that come in? 5.2. When the hell was 5.2? 5.2, I think, was before my last stream. Which it was. Okay. Trying to remember where I left off. I think I left off with my stuff. And not a lot of finished stuff, guys. Come on. Post some more stuff. Sure, I'll share, though. I'll share my home stuff. Excuse me. So, there's the gang. So that's part of, just a small part of that Blood Raven commission I'm working on. Yikes. These are Terminators and Dreadnoughts. And, oh god. Basically I had to wait a while to get the little concrete pieces that I put on the base, but I finally got them this week. So I was able to finish the job, and I also put the decals on them, And around the ones in here, I actually had to go back in with some of the sorry, Ushu, was it Usha body something bone. Sorry, guys. Don't mind me while I die. I told you I'm not really dying. This is just... So, dude, I had to add that around there so they would at least be seen. He wanted the decals there, and I kept going back and forth going, hey, I don't like it because they're not visible enough, so I took and added some paint around it. Damn it, I was hoping this wasn't going to happen. This is why I was tired. This is why I've been, like, out of it today. So I'm really happy with the way they came out. And I hope he is, too. He's actually got to let him know that he can pick them up. And then I did finish her. She's my Nadal Paladin from Pathfinder 2. That I did finally get to play her. And, oh my god, Paladins in Pathfinder 2? Pretty broken. I believe the god I picked was Iomade. So hence there's a lot of red and white on this mini. I'm really happy with the way she came out. And of course, the charity bird that I finished up the other night. And I'm happy with him too. Although, I gotta put him on Facebook, come to think of it. I don't think I've done that yet. And post it to Reapers. Then, okay, so now we got other stuff. We got mini mommies. That is awesome. I just, oh my god, that thing is so amazing. I am so sorry, everyone. This is what happens when you grow up around secondhand smoke, folks. So don't do this to your kids. But that is awesome. I love. It looks like it's a little bit, it looks like she added a little snow to the scene. I did it. Haha. I love it though. It came out so good, Mini Mommy. Everything did, and the mini is just, she's amazing. I love her. And you did purple hair, so I mean, that's even better. But it looks like, and everything fits too. Like, there's no weird uncanny valley or anything to this. It just looks cool. I know, Mommy's works are so gorgeous. I know, And then Rathmore, she's been playing the yokai. Frick. I mean, I really am the poster child for why you shouldn't smoke around anybody or yourselves. He's got, I love, actually the lantern with all this detail. Oh, it looks so good. And it's an otter. He's just said, Rathmore's been really, his painting's been really coming up. I think this came out terrific. And I think that's it. That's all in the finished stuff. I could look in work in progress. Oh, Mini Mommy's doing a new one. She posted right before my stream. Oh, I see. She's floating. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I don't want to mute myself. Once again, I see purple in that, so I'm all digging it. That's new work. And then from Dr. Zero Hour, he's building something. He's doing a Tau army. He's a brand new painter, so be nice to him. But I think said there's a lot of good things in his work. It's just that he, over time, actually, his work is fine for building an army. I actually wish I could scale back to that level. But I really like what he's up to. And I built these yesterday. No, nothing big there. Here's the other thing he posts. So I really do dig this green, gray, brownish color with that red. It looks really nice together. So that's what basically showed up. God. Just, as I said, I'm not dying. This is just, unfortunately, who I am. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So it did, putting in this did sort of, blend that in a bit. A little bit there. I'm slipping. Okay, so that's a good start on him. What time is it? It is. Alright, so I've got I still got time. Which means I'm going to work on more of the skin. So I'm going to pull up the next color in the tribe, which is just called bronze skin. No vortex mixer here. Because anybody wants to support my efforts to get a new camera at some point, I'll take the donations. I've been thinking about setting up a little donation window, but honestly, I don't like doing that. I like to get my own stuff with my money. Next year, maybe next year, after I finish paying for the Disney trip, I'll start saving up commission money for this sort of thing. Maybe it won't even be next year. I'm just going to paint around the nipple. That works, right? What is it? I'll send you pics that you could sell. No. Something tells me I would get in trouble for pics, whatever the hell you're planning. Unless they're actual pics, they're, legit. Actually, speaking of photography, I did take a photography course. I took enough photography to make me take some great vacation pictures. I do like to photograph landscapes and such. I do have a DeviantArt. Jesus, maybe I should take a shot. Please don't do that. Don't just hit the thing because I made that suggestion, and because I'm not asking for it. But anyways, yeah, I actually have a DeviantArt under, oddly enough, Muse's Touch. And I do have some of my my pictures in there, my photography in there. This is the worst dream yet. Of course, this is, by the way, this is a big Warhammer weekend. It is Warhammer Fest, where every day until now, today was the last day of it, they were posting their future new releases. I mean, no orcs, but I did not expect there would be, since that was last year's thing. But I did. As a mini painter, I do like their sculpts. And let's face it, I did like a few things. The mining squats from yesterday. Squats that just basically space dwarves. They're a really cool concept. And I liked, there was a Skaven in the Age of Sigmar presentation from Thursday. And there was a couple of minis that were based on Black Library Projects, which is their books. There was a dwarf and a vampire that were really cool. There was also, there was a couple Lord of the Rings minis they're coming out with. Basically, actually, I guess it's a descendant of the one there. I can't think, it's Bjorn? The one who shapeshifted as a bear. His descendants can also shapeshift it to a bear, so the whole thing was a really nice set of minis. Alright, let's face it, I probably liked everything. I mean, I like the Sylvaneth. They've got a great elven vibe. I love the models. It's just their paints I really, leave a lot to be desired. And I'm sorry, I don't personally dig the fact that they do it on purpose just to get you to buy more paint. To make you spend more money. What it really does, it turns me off of wanting to ever buy their paints. Even if I do, but I won't tend to use them on projects like this. I use them on armies, and that's it. Only to paint them the accurate colors, And to keep them consistent. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to show. Goddamn! Sorry, my hand's in the way. So I also forgot to show one more thing. I got a birthday present from Crimson yesterday. It showed up in the mail. I got a Boba Fett from Star Wars Legion. Don't ask me when I'm going to do it. I'll get a picture of the box. Maybe I'll put it on my Discord. I also bought birthday dice. Or more or less, I bought dice for a certain sorcerer character that I'm gonna do. That I play. Needed a set of dice. She throws turnips. She kills people by telekinetic projectiling turnips at them. You can thank the guy who ran Ruins of... Frick, what the hell's the name of it? It's the Plague Stone. You can thank the guy running that, because he really laid it on thick with the turnips, so I started killing things with them. I'm like, hey, this is a great shtick. So now, from now on, she's going to kill things with turnips. It's great, because now this character is somewhat famous because she does this. So I bought some turnips are pink, so I bought some pink dice with some earthy tones. Why this is sort of relevant to this show is the fact that I do have a set of Reaper dice people that I'm painting. And one is a wizard. Now, I don't have any... Jesus Christ, come on, camera. You know what it is? This mini is so much bigger, I'm having a hard time keeping it where it's in focus. I could put on autofocus, but I've heard that doesn't work real well either, because it'll constantly be moving. But back to the story, but yeah. So I bought those dice, and I'm gonna basically make that wizard. I'm going with the fact, okay, she's a sorcerer, he's a wizard, so what? I'm gonna make it so that I'm gonna paint that wizard those colors, because I'm using that dice set for that character whenever I get back around to it, and it will happen on the stream. But I do think that was a lovely birthday gift. And, you know, getting a mini painter minis for their birthday just makes so much sense. I think that is one thing that most of us have in common, is the fact that we have way more minis than we can ever paint in a lifetime. And the longer you've been painting, of course, the worse it gets. Let's get the knuckles, the fingers. I go do the final highlights on these hands. I'm going to accentuate those knuckles. it's definitely making it a little lighter, more skin tony rather than as orange. Get these fingers. So I could get that out of there. Definitely make sure that stays dark. Conian the Mermanian. There we go. I don't think that's a bad title. He almost is cartoony. Just with that expression and such. All right. Just put him down. I know I know why I said why I'm having trouble with the focusing. The thing's so big that it's easy to pop it up in the front of the camera where it's out of focus. I don't like working on as big and minis on this, but it's a necessary evils at some points. Alright, pokey stick. Thank you. I do need to do something for his lip. He's got a pretty good lower lip there. Maybe I'll just take the brown. I always liked sort of doing even like a light brown for lips. I know they're kind of red, but I think they blend in. Oh, I'll figure out something. Alright, so this is the highlight. This one's going to require me to make some choices. I'll start here. water added to it. It's a little extreme. So I did thin it down a little bit. Now it's going in my cracks as I thinned it down. Come on, get out. There we go. This is what I actually tell you, to wick a little bit of the paint off and excess liquid. People do it on their thumbs and fingers. I just put it on a paper towel. I asked one person, why do you do that? Why do you do it on your thumb? Why don't you just do it on a paper towel? And they couldn't tell me an answer. They're like, I'm lazy. I'm like, but it's not hard to take out from there for water to, paint to your paper towel. I don't know how this is lazier than doing it on your thumb is lazier than going to a paper towel. As I said, to each your own. Do it the way it works for you. It's just fun. It's just sort of funny, you know, and it's sort of interesting to me why people paint themselves. I am definitely leaving little spots here and there of the darker colors. Sort of where the decision making comes in is, where do I put the light? This is why people zenithal prime their middies. This is just a tabletop fun project for me, for MerMay. You know, maybe in our Discord we should do a paint a mermaid thing. They are easier. I don't know, would people, I mean, a lot of you are on my Discord. Would that be something of interest, to maybe paint a mermaid to put on there? I'm already doing it, so. Be right back. Okay. I will put some, you know what, I'm going to post something on there and ask. I'm actually going back through some of my previous colors and darkening up some stuff here. I think it'd be fun. I mean, I don't want people to go and feel they haven't, you know, it'd just be for fun. It wouldn't be for, you know, anything else other than just something fun to do. And there's a lot of us that do have, you know, Reaper bone stuff kicking around. Still not thrilled with this. I knew this was going to be a bit of an issue, trying to figure out what to do on this nipple, on the, whatever this peck, whatever the hell it is. Is that a yes, Dwayne? Do you have any, oh, you do their Kickstarter, so you may have some of the Bones 5. When I'm done with this stream, I'll go put something on there. It's literally just for fun. It's not even like challenge level thing. It's just for fun to give you, give us all an excuse to pick up a brush and get something done out of our pile of shame. I'm basically now adding some of the highlight, and I'm going, what do you mean no mermaids? What? Your stupid keyboard is making it hard to understand. Oh, you don't have it? Oh, you don't have any mermaids? This is it. It's just for fun. I mean, if you get something, something that would fit, it doesn't have to be one of these either. Although, they do have other mermaids that are actually... Reaper has other mermaids. I'm sure you can find other mermaids. I'm not restricting it to Reaper only. It is an actual art prompt. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually going, all right, so you want to do, so you would like me to do this as a, just as a thing, fun thing. Basically, I'm putting that color down and I'm going over it with the previous color and blending it in. Even nobody else does it, you're still painting a mermaid with me. And I love to encourage people to paint, so... I'm going back to a little bit of the base color I did, the dark color. quote unquote dark color. None of these are dark colors. This gives it some pop. Alright, Baldy, I'll see you. We'll see you soon. I mean, assuming he's streaming, I was a little unclear. But I assume he's streaming. He's just not painting anything. I know I got a lot more. I'm going to try to finish the face. He needs some highlights on his face. Especially his nose. The usual suspects: nose, cheeks, and the chin. This needs a little blending. What the hell was the sad trombone for? Nothing sad here. I even get my cough under control at the moment. I think painting kind of helps that too. I think Pete just likes to play the sad trombone. Okay. That's pretty good. 2 minutes. Part of me that kind of doesn't want to. Not bad start. Alright, so Roy is streaming. Alright, so now that that's clear. Roy is on, so I am off. Problem is, I gotta balance. The way I got this is the camera is close enough to the edge. I actually have to tilt him sideways to get him to balance on here. So you can see what I've done. Better if I get it. I'll get pictures. You'll have a good, clear way of seeing what I've done. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to sign off now and give it over to Roy as he builds some old hammer stuff. He's been doing a lot, which I believe is 30K. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll be back, if I'm still alive, on Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. So, Pete, you can just drop in for your usual 5 minutes before you go to bed. And I'll also be on Wednesday at 8:30. And I will be doing Murder Hobo Inc. this week as play my somewhat crazy Half-Level Ranger. And that's over on YouTube right now. Even though they unfroze our account because those a-holes were wrong in freezing it for fraud reasons, they unfroze it. But he's holding out to see if maybe they'll actually apologize before he puts anything back on Twitch, and I don't really blame him. I like using Twitch, but them blocking our stream for no reason, not cool. So, alright, let's go raiding. And of course it's MerMay, so I'm painting mermaids. And let's go raiding Roy. Let's see, where is he under? He's under the Bald GM. So I hope I see you on Monday as I continue this guy. Well, finish the skin and who knows what else I'll work on. Maybe, oh no, I'll probably work on the tail. So you all have a great rest of the weekend and happy painting.